Are you ready? I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Jelpy and Ghosty.
Korn.
I haven't had some of this in a while.
Favorite band, favorite guitarist. Love them. So this is called Idiosyncrasy off their new record. For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up at Middle America, Vin and Sori. My mind's still a little bit discombobulated. We just got done reviewing a pretty difficult song. But this is Korn, and sent an email to Brian. He's like, yo man, I heard the album's doing good. He's like, yeah. And I feel bad because I haven't reviewed anything from the record, but I was waiting for an entire live listen session, so I don't know. Maybe there's some Korn fans that are going to join us in the Rockathon. Maybe you're going to have some more stuff from the CD. True. That would be helpful. We do have a Rockathon coming 8th of November, starting at 7 Eastern Standard Time. It's to help in our GoFundMe project for some of our villagers.
Yes, and don't forget, like, you can, if you're like, what the hell are they talking about? You can check out, like, in our videos, we have one that's literally says Rockathon in the title. So it'll give you all the details, deets and all that.
Somebody is going to win one of these buttes.
Woo!
This is the Till We Die shirt.
I just...
Slash
I
hoodie.
really... You know what I like? What do you think my favorite part is?
The fact that it's me and you?
Well, I mean, obviously, yeah.
The detail, the hair.
The hair!
Yeah.
That's what it is, the hair.
It's a very detailed shirt.
I can't believe, okay, because you guys watch our stuff and we have thousands of people and stuff, so you guys are like, whoa, YouTubers. When you guys meet us, people are like, whoa, but we're like still just regular people, so it's like, oh my gosh, somebody made a shirt with us on it, like, and it's not like that's a legitimate shirt that looks like something that you would just, I'm just like, what? How is it? And then
Shout out to Joey James Fernandez.
I feel really loved by him because I was like, you know what? He probably watched our stuff. He was probably encouraged by something or whatever. And he was like, you know what? I want to do something. And so then he like did this for us. And it's like, I don't know. It was just super, super special. I just, you know, I just love that.
Joey James Hernandez. The guy's a badass. He's unbelievable. We're going to be giving away one of those shirts, but once it goes live on Teespring, I'm going to get that hoodie home and it's going to be good. This is Korn, Idiosyncrasy. And look, during the Rockathon, we're going to stay on for as long as people are making requests. Yeah. So it's $25 for a request. It goes straight to PayPal. And then all the proceeds that we made is going to go to that GoFundMe project we're doing. Right. Like I say in the village, we don't do charity in the village. We just share. We believe that God's given us all this stuff, and we've got awesome patrons who help and all things like that. And so this is not us stooping down. It's just sharing. You got a Kit Kat bar. Your brother's out of a Kit Kat bar. You break yours. You give it to him. You're not a hero. Yeah. You just go.
And the other thing too is like the facts are like, I mean, I don't know about you, but like I've hit points in my life where I needed help. You were actually the guy that helped me. Shout out to you. Actually, there was other people that helped me as well. So, like, everybody goes through points where they're like, I need help, you know? And so, these friends of ours friends from the channel are definitely in need of some assistance. So that's why we're going to jump in there.
Break off the Kit Kat bar.
Yep, share our Kit Kat.
That's all it is. All right, let's go. What is it called? Idiosyncrasy Korn. Let's go.
Go. Whoa. Go. Yeah, okay, wow.
Wow.
Yes!
I'm so glad that this is Korn, man. Like the build up, rising action in the middle.
Yeah.
Nice.
I like when they stop and then they go into another spot and then woo!
This is a Korn I've been missing for quite some time. God almighty.
So that's why people were like, listen to it.
Yeah, people were telling me to listen to this record, bro. Yikes, what a good song.
Yes.
Very different.
Yes.
Wow. Really good song. I mean, it's tough because, you know, Jonathan had...
You think this is about his...
I think probably the entire record is probably about her. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, as a person who's a survivor of two of those, it's tough stuff. You go back and forth between, you know, almost the anger at the person.
Yeah. You
chose to walk a thin line. You replace a hurt without healing mine. You know, it's like, yeah, she's free of it now, inshallah. But
yeah.
But those of us who are left behind have to deal with the... I was listening to a football player talk, and he was talking about how his daughter died. His wife had died of cancer.
Yeah. And
he's like, here I am with all these millions, and I could do nothing to help her. And he had to sit there and watch her disintegrate. Yeah. And it was so strange. He was talking about he was walking through the airport to go back, and he was talking about how,
like, after she passed away.
Yeah, he talked about how he was crying his eyes out in the airport. But he's this big giant. He's a DB on the Chicago Bears. You know, big strong dudes. He's like, nobody talked to me. He's like, and I just wanted somebody to hug me and tell me I was going to be all right.
Oh.
This is a big strong dude, big strong black dude. You know, millions of dollars, but it doesn't matter. You know, you lose your girl, man. Doesn't matter how much money you have, you know, and I think that he's you know, as a Christian, you always think about, like, you know, God, everything happens for a reason, blah blah blah. But a lot of the times, you know, in my life, there are just some things where I go, okay, I'm just gonna have to wait till I see the big homie to ask him what the hell that play was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a lot more polite, but
yeah.
But if you look at something like this, it's like, and it's kind of been, unfortunately, the gift and the curse of Jonathan Davis, where his pain has literally helped millions of people and has probably saved thousands of lives.
Yeah.
And so there's a sense in which he kind of occupies a messianic position where he suffers for the one guy suffers a ton for the benefit of the whole.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying he's Jesus. I'm just saying that, you know, of all people, like this song right here, just the entire record, I think is going to help people. I think, you know, I hope somebody looks at this and maybe understands the context. I'm assuming it's about, you know, his late wife, but maybe that line right there, you chose to walk a thin line, replace a hurt without healing mine. I know that one of the last stages of people when they're trying to go through with that is they convince themselves that the other person is not going to need them. And, you know, they go through all the... Well, not even necessarily better, but they'll survive, they'll move on, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, just because you move on and live does not mean that there's not a part of you that's dead.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely untrue. So if you think that, you have to know that that's a lie.
Right.
Like, you have to tell yourself, this is a lie. There is no way that is a true statement.
Right.
Like, if you're doing something that's causing pain in other people, and so you're thinking, well, you know what, they're going to move on, it's going to be better. Like, don't take that option. Get the help so that way you're not the destructive person that you are. But if you're you're in a situation where you feel like depression is just coming over you like a wave, and you feel like, you know, I think it was Jonah, he talked about, like, that once he jumped off into the water, that he was like getting pulled down to the bottom and the seaweed was wrapping around his head and stuff, and it was like, it's just that
cords of Sheol and compass.
Yes, yes, that part to me has always been like a very clear description of poetically what depression is. and how it feels. And so, you know, as you're being dragged down by depression and life circumstances and stuff, it's easier to say, okay, they're gonna be able to move on, they're gonna be able to whatever. But I see it, you know, I see it with you, you know, and I see it with other people, that there's a sorrow that you have that doesn't leave, you know, like I feel, you know, sometimes I feel your joy in the moment, but the sorrow that's in your heart, and like that's what you leave people with, and the pain of the loss of you prematurely. And it's just,
yeah, I mean, I'm a very, very, very different person after those two incidents, for sure.
yeah,
And yep, I moved on with my life, and I'm living, and we have new life, and Orion and all that. But even when you move on, when you get to the next stage, the irony of the whole thing is, you want to tell this person that's gone.
Yeah.
I want my mom to see Orion and see his blue eyes, and you know, she'd have some eccentric thing to say about it. So you do move on, but it's you're just different for the rest of your life. That's, you know, that's not going to change. And you know, in my relationship with God, like, you know, I go up and down about the topics or whatever about my mom. You know, Ryan was born, and your mom was there, and you know, to see him and hold him and do all that. And my mom, I don't know, maybe Jesus gave her a sneak peek. I don't know.
oh,
But,
I think you did.
yeah, so, you know, replace the hurt without healing mine. Yeah, I mean, it's that justification is just not true. And I think most of the time they know it. It's just they're in so much pain that they have to tell themselves that.
It.
You know, I the other one that happened, I went through the emails and all this, she was saying all this stuff, and I was like, man, wow, here we go. It's tough stuff, but he's converting it into art that is very, very good art that I think is going to help a lot of people and cause people to stop and think and say, in my heart lies a blackened rage. Sometimes it overtakes me.
That was a crazy line, I thought.
I don't know who he is speaking as here. Do you think he's speaking as her? Like explaining to him why she did it?
No.
You know what I mean? Or do you think it's him?
I think it's him saying, because you know how you said that, like, there's a part of you that's like, that gets mad at the person, you know, when they
yeah,
do
but when
that.
he says, why did I run away?
I think, didn't they split up? They were married and then they kind of split up?
Yeah, but that happened years ago.
Yeah. But I think that you still
Maybe
would
there's
feel
some
that,
survivor's
like,
guilt there.
yeah, like, why did I run away from the situation? Why didn't I just try to work it out, or, you know, help her, and, you know what I mean? Like that sort of feeling. My shadow is waiting, but I gotta face the facts of a twisted reality, and it never got a hold of me. Yeah, I think that's what I think it is. I think it's
might
just
be some survivor's guilt there,
Yeah.
which all of us feel when we go through that stuff. And, you know, it's just like with Dakota Meyer, where he was talking about how he was not able to save his 4 friends. I mean, this guy went through ridiculous gunfire. Like, it was insane. You had guys up top in the birds that were observing everything that was happening. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor, but when they were recounting what this kid was doing, he was a kid. He was 21 years old. They all got choked up because they could not believe the bravery. I mean, he jumped on that 50, and he basically said, we're gonna die.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not gonna leave here without them one way or the other.
But he saved them.
He's like, no, they all died.
Oh.
And
But he lived?
He lived.
Yeah.
He lived.
He's the one that said that he failed.
He got nicked in the elbow.
Is he the one that said he failed?
Yeah, he said, I failed. And there's nothing you can tell that guy. You can just tell. You can tell that guy. And you know, that's the way especially with one of them I'm at a lot of peace with, but the other one, there's nothing anybody could tell me about that one.
Yeah.
And I think about it every single day.
Yeah.
Because there was a specific moment when I felt like I missed, you know, whatever. But, you know, as an outsider looking at Dakota, I'm like, you did everything you possibly could. But I know exactly what was going through his mind. He had requested to go in 3 times and 3 times he got denied. And I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, I should have just went the first time. Because he violated orders anyway.
Yep.
He violated anyway. So
Yep.
I know exactly what he's thinking. So it's like, yeah, it's tough stuff. You know, it's you know, people talk about it being a selfish act and things like that. And, you know, I get it. But people are under a lot of pain, man. Mm-hmm. Don't do it, don't give in, won't you ever get it.
Yep.
The bridge was crazy where he says, crawling down the path I'm helpless, reaching for the light I see. Every time I get too close, the light proceeds ahead of me. Such a good line.
Yes.
Taking deep, I take a step. Standing up, I take a breath. Running towards the light, I feel the fingers wrapped around my neck. And then he does it. God is making fun of me. He's laughing up there. I can see.
You feel that sometimes, you know, like...
Yeah, and the way he did it was like old school Korn, you know, like from the first Daddy years where you're, it's not, this is not like, because Korn, like, they grew as a musician. When you grow as a musician, you want to hit like tip top excellency, right? Mm-hmm. Because you put in the work. And so Jonathan has done a lot of work on his voice and making sure, and you know, you could tell, especially around between the 3rd and 4th record, that he was really trying to establish himself as a singer. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't bad. They just got away from that raw emotionalism that characterized the first 2 records. And this one, especially the way he was doing the bridge, was like going back there. And at some level, I feel terrible for enjoying the song so much because of the emotion.
Yeah.
Because of the circumstances that precipitated it. But, I mean, he put the music out there for a reason.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't think that he wants people to be like, wow, that sucked. You know what I mean?
But
like,
that's just a crazy line. Like, every time I get too close, the light proceeds ahead of me. Taking deep, I take a step. Standing up, I take a breath. Running towards the light, I feel the fingers wrapped around my neck. So I don't know if he's personifying as her, where that was her life. Like, she was trying to find, you know, peace and happiness, and it was all just right beyond her reach. And every time she tried to progress, it was right beyond her reach. And so that kind of gives an explanation for why she ended up doing what she did, or it might be
himself
about himself, right? Yeah. Where he's fought so hard to make life good for himself and all this, and sometimes he gets spots and islands of peace, and then other times, you know, this happens to him, you know.
Yeah, I think that I could be totally and completely off. I know that he doesn't make any, like, he's not into like the God thing or anything like that, right. But yet he still brought it into this song, saying that God is making fun of me. And so if God doesn't exist, then how can he make fun of you? Right. So you have an understanding or a feeling that there is a God, but that God is not helping you but making fun of you. And then when he explains, like, I'm reaching for the light, he sees like something there, and but he can't get it. And then even when he kind of gets close, like, it moves off ahead of him, and then it's like, then he starts running towards the light, and when he does, he feels the fingers wrapping around his neck. Like, it's just like he can't get there, he can't grasp it, and then it just feels like it's a giant joke and that God is just making fun of you. You know when somebody like is in the car and you're trying to get into the car and they pull ahead and they pull ahead and they pull ahead, and then all of a sudden they drive off and you feel like a moron for standing there. You're like, why did I even follow it this long? You know what I mean? Like, so like that sort of feeling when you feel that with God, like he's not, you know. And you know, we talked to Lo, remember her?
Yeah. She was, shout out to Big Homie. Yeah,
when she was talking about it, and she was saying, like, it seemed to me that she had an interest in that at one point of her life, like getting to God, and that she just couldn't find her way there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't because she didn't want to be. It was just she couldn't. The path, I don't know. Like, it was just it. And again, like we've said before, I mean, she's still extremely young, and maybe it's that, you know, in 10 years from now, or a year from now, or 2 months, a week, I have no clue what God's timeline is. But I think that that's an extremely difficult place to be at when you feel like that, you know, God is somehow making fun of you or holding something like right in front of your face and then not giving it to you, and you know, living in that sort of understanding of God is a difficult place to be.
Yeah, and you know, I was one of my favorite preachers, his son, basically said that, you know, 90% of Christian music would never make it to the Psalms
Yeah.
Because the Psalms are too raw.
Yes.
In the way that they deal with God, and
Yep.
Christian music is generally too clean. You know what I mean? And again, obviously, Jonathan Davis isn't currently a Christian,
Right?
But you know, he did a very, very good job, and it's something you would see in the Psalms where people are. I'm trying to look for a very. Hold on, stop.
But that's in Job, right?
No, there is multiple ones, but yeah, there's one in Job too. There it is, right there. Okay, so you got that part out, but
I mean, that's fine. I think.
you know, the whole like God's making fun of me thing. Like Psalm 39 verse 13 is crazy. He says, "Turn away, look away from me, that I might smile again, before I depart and am no more."
I like the NLT. I know you're not a fan of that one. Leave me alone so I can smile again before I'm gone and exist no more.
Right. Like this is a psalmist is talking to God. He's saying, "Just let me go, man. Leave me alone."
Yeah.
And it's funny. Like, look at this. "Hear my prayer, O Lord. Give ear to my cry. Hold not your peace at my tears. For I'm a sojourner with you, a guest like all my fathers. Look away from me." So he wants God to be with him, but he doesn't want God's attention because he's attributing the pain and suffering he's dealing with to God's kind of attention.
Yeah.
So
that's Psalm 39.
Yeah, my point is Jonathan is
verses 12 and 13.
That song, you know, I think I might offend a couple Christians toward the end, but it's a very, very real kind of biblical type
Did you
of
say
song.
it might offend a few Christians? What?
Well, when he said God's making fun of me, you know, he's laughing up there. I can see. Like I just think that there's probably, I mean, shoot, there's Christians going after Kanye West. Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, why are they going after him?
Because he became a Christian.
Oh.
And
huh?
yeah, I'll tell you outline. It's absolutely ridiculous, but
okay.
But anyway, shout out.
Yeah, I guess there probably are Christians that would, you know, not like that. I guess I think that's weird because I think if anybody has had any real walk with God for any length of time, if you're honest with yourself,
right,
you're gonna say, "I had times where I felt like you've abandoned me,"
correct,
or "You haven't
correct,
been there." Are you even, you know, all those different.
Correct.
I don't think it's just a cakewalk for everybody.
Correct. No, I
you know, there's difficulties involved.
I agree 1,000,000,000%. 1,000,000,000%. Good song. What do you give it?
Oh, a 10. I like this one a lot.
Definitely a 10.
Yeah.
For me.
Yep. Shout out to the big homies.
Yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Yeah. Shout out to the big homies.
Look at the mendacity. We assume they're gonna watch our thing. What's up, Brian?
Oh. Yeah, Korn, yeah, they check out our channel all the time.
Just in case he does, there's a what's up for
It's
him.
not like there's like 58 trillion
Right,
people that
are reacting to their stuff and
yeah,
commenting and talking and begging for attention.
Much love to the big homie though.
Yeah.
And the guitar work, the drums, everything.
Everything was on point. Loved it.
It was a unique song. You know, it was Korn, man. Like this is what made Korn Korn.
It was good. I needed to hear it too. I felt good about hearing. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like dig into that a little bit, but I definitely like needed to hear that. I'm not
There
sure
you go.
why. So.
Much love to the big homie. You'll see her again, inshallah. Then out.
Sorry out.
Gone.